Okay, I would title this video What I Did Wrong with the Move Shoot Move Actuator Chapter 2. This is a little adapter that was recommended for the Move Shoot Move Actuator by Hudson Henry, who I have great respect for. And what this does is that this allows you to thread this guy on here, and then you tighten down these little set screws, and then you twist this to lock your camera mount in position. And I followed the Hudson Henry recommended procedure for doing that. It worked great, I thought. And then I put the camera on there, and I came back, and the camera had once again swiveled at this location despite having tightened these little set screws, all three of them. And so I'll show you what happened. This little rubberized disc is held on the Move Shoot Move actuator by some kind of wimpy adhesive, and that adhesive basically shears and flows and allows this thing to spin if the mount has rotated to where there's some torsion on this joint. And so even though you've tightened your little set screws, you drag this little disc around like this, and the thing swivels off and falls. So what I would recommend is just taking this off and pulling out these little set screws, and then doing a little bit of a drilling operation where you drill there, so that you have just a couple millimeters, so that you have little points for these set screws to bite into. As you see here, they got little flat bottoms. So if you drilled just little small recesses at those three locations, you would have something that would really bite in hard and transmit a ton of torque. You'd have a good tight joint there, and that's what I would recommend doing. Should you need to do that? Probably not, as long as you pull off that rubberized disc and pitch it in the trash. If you were just using your Move Shoot Move as a pan actuator to make time lapse more interesting, then you probably wouldn't need to do that because you won't have torsion on that joint. But if you've got a camera cantilevered off of here, and you plan to run for several hours to where the thing's going to clock over and may suddenly have moment at that joint, then I think this would be quite helpful. One of the things to notice is that all three of these little guys are at different radiuses, so however you put your little tips, if you put little recesses in there for them to bite into, that's kind of where you want to make sure it lands in the future as well. So just a thought. So I'm going to try that, and let's see how it works. It really feels secure now. So we'll come back and check it in an hour or two and see how it's looking. Okay, I let it set a couple hours. It didn't drift with the mod of pulling out that rubber gasket and tightening the screws a little tighter. And then I cranked it over and put a little more cantilever on it so that it would have quite a bit of cantilever trying to twist it, and let it set another couple hours, and it has not moved. So I think that's victory. So I would just take that little rubber piece and pull it out and throw it away.